This is my 4-bit ALU built with a GAL 22V10 PLD. So let's look at how it works. So right here on this side, the dip switch, the upper nibble, the first 4 bits of this switch control input A, so A3 through A0. And likewise these 4 bits control input B, so B3 through B0. And on this switch we have these first 3 bits controlling the mode, so M2, M1, and M0. And the 4th switch is for the carry input. And this push button is the output enable, so when I push that, all the outputs go high impedance. So let's make everything low. So right now it is in AND mode. So as you'll notice, it's going to be A and B, and since A and B are both all 0, the outputs are all 0. So as I switch A on one by one, nothing changes, but as I start to switch B on one by one, the lights go on. So now that they're all on, all the lights are on. So that's AND. Likewise, I can start turning off A, and there you go. And also the 0 flag lights up, because all the outputs are 0. So let's go back to 0. And next up is OR. So right now with all the inputs 0, the outputs are all 0. But as soon as anything goes high, then the corresponding output bit goes high. So I can make all of them go high just by making A 1 1 1 1. And making B high has no effect. And likewise turning off A has no effect until I start turning off B, at which point the outputs go low. And again, the 0 flag lights up. Next up is XOR, which is input mode 0 1 0. So now it's going to be A XOR B, so only when either A or B is 1 will the corresponding bit be high. So here A is 1, A3 is 1, but B3 is 0, so it's high. But if I make B3 0, then everything goes back to 0. Likewise for 2 and bit 1 and bit 0. So now everything is high, and again everything is low on the output because it's XOR. So as I start doing that, that's what happens. So that's XOR. Next is shift left, which is 0 1 1 on the mode selector switch. And as you can see, right now, since everything is 0, or well, A is 0, it doesn't matter what B is, all the inputs are 0. But if A1 goes high, A3 goes high, I'm sorry, it gets shifted left and goes to carry out instead of Y3. Same for A2, A1, and A0. Finally, the carry in gets put on Y naught. So that is shift, which multiplies the number by 2. And shift right, which is mode 1 0 0, is a similar principle of operation. This time everything gets shifted right, so what would have been A3, the 3rd bit, gets put on A2. Same for A2 going to Y1, and A1 going to Y0. And finally, A naught goes to carry out, and carry in now goes to Y3. Like that. The next mode is NOT, which is mode 1 0 1, and this is simply the inverse of A. And you'll notice, by the way, for all of the modes, that carry in just equals carry out for AND, OR, XOR, and NOT. So this just toggles. So the carry input is the carry output. There's nothing fancy about that. So anyway, this is NOT. 1 0 1 is NOT, and I have carry in off. So it's just the inverse of A. So as I turn on A, the outputs go off, and likewise in the opposite direction. Not much to that either. The next mode is subtraction, which is 1 1 0. And this is 2's complement subtraction, so we can do 1 1 1 1 minus 0 0 0, which should leave us with 1111 and the carry bit, but that's ignored during subtraction. Likewise, subtracting 1, subtracting 3, and so on. And the carry input has no effect here, as you can see. And again, this is the output enable that just turns everything off. And yeah, that is subtraction. Likewise, 0 minus 1 is going to loop back around to 15. And 0 minus 2 is going to be 1 less, of course. So yeah, it works like that. Likewise, I can just do some random combination of switches. This is going to be 1101 minus 0100, and the output is 1001 with the carry, but that's ignored. The next mode is addition, which is the last mode. It's mode 111 on the mode selector. And with all the inputs 0, so it's going to be 0 plus 0, and the output's going to be 0, of course. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 plus 2 is also 2. Likewise, we can do, so that's back to 0 plus 1. Now it's 1 plus 1, and that's also 2. 1 plus 3 gives you 4. And you can also throw in a 8 for good measure. And also the carry input does work here, so this is a full adder. And I'll show you if I have, put that down, go back to 0, so back to 0 plus 0. If we do 0 plus 15, or 0 plus 1111, and then throw in a carry, it just goes to the carry out. Likewise, you can start doing 1 plus 15, 1 plus 15, 3 plus 15, 7 plus 15, and 15 plus 15, plus the carry out gives you 16, which is what is shown here. Oh, I just did math wrong. No, it's 15 plus 1, which should give you 31, and that is what's shown here. Yeah. So yeah, that's the ALU project.